Madam Chair, I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 97, printed in Part A of House Report number 118-261, offered by Ms. Hageman of Wyoming.
Pursuant to House Resolution 838, the gentlewoman from Wyoming, Ms. Hageman, and a member opposed each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Wyoming.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I rise in support of my amendment, which prevents any funding from being used to finalize or implement the CEQ's National Environmental Policy Act guidance on consideration of greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. Earlier this year, the CEQ issued interim guidance for agencies to analyze greenhouse gas and eliminate change effects of their proposed actions under the National Environmental Policy Act. Madam Chair, for decades, radical environmental groups have weaponized NEPA to attack and block natural resources development. They have done so through a variety of techniques, including by colluding with various federal agencies in sue and settle schemes that have poured massive amounts of money into their coffers while doing very little to actually protect the environment or ensure that we can access and use our federal lands and projects to produce oil and gas, coal, hydropower, and nuclear energy. These are just some of the reasons as to why Republicans in Congress have prioritized the passage of H.R. 1, the Lower Energy Costs Act, which is intended to streamline, improve, and expedite the NEPA process while also ensuring that we are protecting our environment. We can do both, and in fact, we have been doing so for decades. I have had multiple constituents reach out to me over the last year seeking assistance in getting various federal agencies to move important projects along in the process. In one such case, a constituent described being stuck on his fourth and final solicitor's review, a do loop that had been going on for literally years. Although they had completed every single task and done every single thing asked of them multiple times, the agency refused to move forward. My staff has since met with the Office of Surface Mining only to be told that there's a queue, as though that is an adequate answer. To date, there has been no movement on this review. This situation represents a failure of the system, and allowing the CEQ to unilaterally impose radical GHG and global warming requirements on these agencies will not make the situation any better. I urge my colleagues to support my amendment, and with that I reserve.
Wow, friends, is Congress going to finally change this? Many analyst groups are urging that the federal government change how the cost of living adjustments are calculated. There is a group of lawmakers that have shown support for this new plan, and by doing this, millions of Social Security recipients could see a big difference in their monthly benefits. My dear friends, I'll be going over how this could affect you. So please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. I will be announcing several winners in a video later today for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Recently, the SSA announced that beneficiaries of the program will be receiving a 3.2% cost of living adjustment for 2024. In light of 2023's 8.7% COLA, that raise reads like a disappointment. Social Security's COLAs are tied directly to inflation. So a smaller COLA for 2024 is indicative of the fact that inflation levels have cooled over the past 12 months. But still, many argue that seniors on Social Security are getting a bit ripped off in 2024. And it's because of the ways the program's COLAs are measured. In fact, some advocates claim that recipients have been getting ripped off for years now, which is why they're pushing for a big change in the way that COLAs are calculated. Social Security COLAs are based on third quarter data from the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. It is a subset of the more well-known Consumer Price Index. The index is generally considered to be an accurate measure of broader inflation, but it's not necessarily an accurate measure of senior-related inflation. The cost that Social Security recipients tend to face can differ tremendously from the costs faced by urban wage earners and clerical workers. For example, gas prices play a big role in the CPI, but that's not necessarily a heavy cost for Social Security beneficiaries, since many are retired and do not commute to a job. It is for this reason that advocates have pushed for a senior-specific index to be used to calculate Social Security COLA. It is a CPIE. That index would place a lot of weight on the costs that tend to eat up a large portions of seniors' income. Things like health care, more so than gas. In fact, a recent analysis by the nonpartisan Senior Citizens League finds that if Social Security COLAs were to be calculated based on a senior-specific index, in 2024, beneficiaries would be in line for a 4% raise instead of a 3.2%, and that is a big difference. This is not the first time that senior advocates have pushed for a better way to calculate Social Security COLAs. Social Security beneficiaries have been losing buying power for years, as COLAs have failed to adequately help them keep up with senior-specific expenses. The recently introduced Social Security 2100 Act aims to change the way that Social Security COLAs are determined. Lawmakers are aware that many seniors who receive most of their income from Social Security are already struggling financially and need relief. Retiring on those benefits alone generally is not advisable, but many people's paychecks and expenses do not allow them an opportunity to build up a nest egg during their careers. There are many seniors today who are stuck relying heavily on Social Security. And if COLA changes do not arrive, these seniors may see their financial struggles grow in the coming years. In 2020, then-candidate Biden campaigned for president on a platform that included several proposed changes to Social Security. The biggest one, in terms of preventing future benefit cuts, was to increase the payroll tax cap to $400,000. He also supported several benefit increases. For example, he wanted to set the guaranteed minimum benefit to at least 125% of the federal poverty level. Biden's sole proposal about COLAs was to change the inflation metric used in the calculation. His presidential campaign platform called for the CPIW to be replaced by the CPIE. Motley Fool reported that Biden's proposals to bolster COLA payouts and increase the special minimum benefit negates the bulk of the revenue boost from reinstating the payroll tax on the rich. Well, my awesome and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. In a video later today, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaways, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed Friday.